Why, hello there. My name is Mr. Kris Cole. If you're viewing this PowerPoint presentation, you either have a son or daughter in my class. That would be Advanced Placement Environmental Science or Ecology. Well, let's take a moment and go over the expectations I have for your son or daughter. And right now, let's take a look at the classroom.
Well, good evening, parents. Parent night is one of my favorite nights of the year. So let me introduce you to the classroom real quick. Basically, here's the door that will enter in the back of the classroom. As we move this way, you'll see several of the fish tanks. Those are the fish tanks with the newts and the turtles. You'll notice right there we have a nice cleaning station for any students who want to disinfect their hands and different things. As we're moving around, you get over to my desk. Desk is over there. Several pictures of students doing things in past years. And as you progress this way, you get to my board, projector screen. For those administrators watching this, those are my standards and goals on the board. And as we come around, we're lucky enough to have a classroom window. If you zoom in over there, there's some carnivorous plants the kids can watch eat. Then as you come this way, you can see a few fish on the walls. There's this cage with the snake you hear so much about. Come back this way, and you get an idea of what the classroom looks like. This is where your kids come every day to learn advanced placement environmental science and/or ecology. Tell you what, we'll quickly walk over and zoom in on the newts and the turtles. Over here. This morning, one of the newts is just coming out to wake up. Over here we have turtles inside that cage. See if anybody's on the log. There's somebody waking up right there. And then over here, we've got more newts. And then we'll walk over to the snake cage. I think the snake's probably still asleep. Again, got here before the kids like to quickly film this. There's our Florida king snake. You guys now have a decent layout of what the classroom looks like. And over here, we have our carnivorous plants. We've got a sundew plant, a pitcher plant, and a Venus flytrap. So, welcome to Advanced Placement Environmental Science. And enjoy your evening. Thanks for your time.
All right. Sorry about that. A little bit of low energy right there. Again, in my defense, I filmed that at 6:30 in the morning. Wanted to get there before the students got to the classroom so that I could film it without any students in the video. We'll be higher energy throughout the rest of the video. Grading expectations, advanced placement environmental science, 50% is tests, 30% is classwork/homework, and 20% is your 9 weeks exam. Because there's so much emphasis on tests, there are plenty of extra credit opportunities, and I'll discuss those further on in this presentation. Florida Ecology, 50% classwork, homework, 30% tests, 20% 9 weeks exam. This is subject to change, but I don't anticipate anything changing it in the near future. Again, I'll get into the extra credit opportunities later in this presentation. Assignments. You can be as involved with your students' education as you want to be. I post everything online to eCampus. So let me give you some directions on how to get there. Go to eCampus, click on either Ecology or Advanced Placement Environmental Science, whichever course your student is enrolled in. Click on the assignments and due dates. Scroll down to the date for the week you're searching for. Click on lesson plans. View the lesson plans, and then follow the directions. Assignments are always due the Friday the week they are assigned, and all of the exams are highlighted so there are no surprises. So you know where everything is. Feel free to be as involved as you want to be. Tests and assignments will be posted to Skyward. To reduce the amount of paper being used and to reduce the chances of spreading COVID-19, many of my assignments will be online. Again, we are an environmental science class, so let's save some trees. To complete an assessment or an assignment and or take a test, log into Skyward, find the assessment, take it. It's that simple. Make sure you allot enough time once you begin an assignment. You can't pause it. And don't take assignments until you've completed the appropriate work. There will not be retakes. So let's save a few trees and do as much of this online as possible. What is AP Environmental Science? AP Environmental Science is a college survey course that covers a vast number of issues, including ecosystems and biodiversity, population dynamics, both human and biological, earth systems and resources, land use, energy resources, pollution, global changes and sustainability. And at the end of the course, there's an exam providing students the opportunity to earn that college credit. So basically, it's a survey course covering a number of different environmental issues and a number of different sciences integrated into one course. What is Florida Ecology? Florida Ecology is a course focused on teaching students about Florida's beautiful and unique flora and fauna. Students will also learn about Florida's unique geology. In the picture above, you can see 2 Florida scrub jays that have come to visit me while I'm out filming them. That is one of the field trips that we could possibly go on if we get COVID-19 under control. Currently, I don't think there's any field trips going on, but if that changes, I'd love to get the students out there in the scrub to interact with Florida's unique flora and fauna. Pass rate, Mr. Cole. What is your pass rate? That is literally one of the most frequently asked questions I ever get asked. It's a great question. So let's take a look at it here. I have some exciting news for you, actually. So at Winter Springs High School, this is where I was. We had the highest pass rate in Seminole County every year at Winter Springs High School that I was there, except for 1 year. Then I came to Seminole High School. This is where I took over. They had an 11% pass rate and about 50 kids in the program. And you can see we're trending up. So I've taken the program from here to here. Last year, for 2021, despite COVID, we finished number 2 in the county for number of students earning college credit for advanced placement in environmental science. And we finished number 1 for students having the opportunity to earn college credit. So I'm very proud of those numbers. We had a pretty good year last year. Look forward to working with your students this year. And again, I'd like to be number 1 in the county. Number 2 just doesn't sit that great. So let's get there. All right, pass rate really depends on you guys. So let's dig into this a little bit. The 1 year that I wasn't number 1 at Winter Springs High School, I was actually disappointed that we didn't win. So I took a look at the data. And what I did is I broke down the data by absences. And I charted absences versus pass rate on the AP Environmental Science exam. And this is what I found. Those students who missed 5 days or less had a 100% pass rate. Those students missing 19 days or less, 19 days to 6 days, were at the national average, right about 50%. And once you pass 21 absences or more, the pass rate dropped to 25%. What does this mean to you? A lot of you are thinking to yourself, no way would I ever allow my student to miss 21 days or more. Well, that includes activities, and you need to take that into account. Now, for the record, I absolutely believe in activities. I think you need to go out and dazzle and do band and do our JROTC and every other program out there. Go do it. Real life experience, love it. But keep your absences under 19 days. And I'll give you an example. When I was at Winter Springs, we had a girl. Her name's Amanda. She actually is the head nurse of a COVID unit right now. And she missed 43 days of school and had perfect attendance. She was involved with every single activity on campus. And again, she had 43 absences and had perfect attendance. So keep your absences under control, keep track of them. If you're doing senior lunch and other things, keep that in mind that you don't want to pass that 19-day mark. It's a beautiful statistic because what it tells you is that the students in the job or in the classroom, we're getting the job done. Those students who miss 5 days or less, 100% pass rate. So if they're in class, they're learning. If they're not, hopefully they're learning something else, but definitely try to keep it to under 19 days or less. Best advice I can give you. Yes, I know. I'm world famous for my extra credit. There are students who actually take my course just for the extra credit, because the extra credit is cool. There's two ways to earn extra credit in my class. One is to write articles, and you can read the description below. Basically, what I'm looking for, identify an environmental issue. I don't want a summary. I want to know what the student learned from it. I want the student to tell me whether they agree with the opinion of the author, disagree, why not, what did they learn, how does it apply to the course. I don't want a summary. I can read the articles myself. So they get 5 points per article. They must be handwritten. The second way is to go out and take pictures of Florida native frogs, lizards, salamanders, and toads. And there's a reason for this. I want them to understand how pervasive invasive species are in Florida. You're going to find, or your student's going to find, that a number of the animals that are in your neighborhood are not supposed to be here and are not worth extra credit, therefore. So they learn a lot from that about invasive species problems here in Florida. And I have an extra credit sheet printed on eCampus that lists the different animals and the point values for each. It's a maximum of 2 animals per quarter as far as each species goes. So they take a picture of the animal and then they will upload it to iNaturalist. There's a permission form you must sign before you allow your student to participate, and they must score a 100 on the safety test. They can take that as many times as they need to until they have 100% proficiency at being safe in the field. So they need to take the safety test, get the permission form saying they can upload things to iNaturalist, then they take a picture, bring it into me, and they earn their points. Now, to keep things fair, for each assignment a student does not turn in, they lose the opportunity to earn extra credit. So you have an extra credit bucket of up to 100 points towards a test. And for each assignment that's missing, you deduct 20 points. So let's say somebody turns in 2 assignments late. They're only eligible for 60 points extra credit for this 9 weeks. If they turn in all but 4 assignments, if they're missing 4 assignments, they'd only be eligible for 20 points extra credit. Therefore, if you do the work, you can earn A's. If you don't earn the work, you can't bail yourself out by going out and catching a bunch of animals or taking a bunch of pictures of animals right before the end of the 9 weeks. That keeps it fair for everybody. And I've had no complaints about it. It's a very fair system and a lot of fun. You can get out there with them and find some cool critters around your yard and take some pictures. So have fun. My preferred means of communication with parents is by email. I will get back to you within 24 hours of receiving an email. Typically, I'll get back to you in a matter of hours, sometimes a matter of minutes. People are usually stunned how quickly I get back to them. Now, that's Kris_Cole at scps.k12.fl.us. You can leave a voicemail if you want, but typically it'll be the next day I get back to you. If you email me, I'll get back quicker to you than I will if you call. If you call, I will get back to you within the 24-hour time frame, but email is almost instantaneously because I always have my computer email open at my desk. At this point, I'm no longer really talking about the class. I've covered pretty much everything that needs to be covered. Um, at this point, I'll give you a little biography about me. If you're really, really bored and want to learn more about me, you can kind of look through some of these links. Probably the most interesting thing is I've caught and tagged hundreds of venomous snakes when I was at Stetson University as part of the pygmy rattlesnake research program. I've been hissed at by water moccasins, growled at by alligators, caught and tagged lots and lots of poisonous snakes. That was one of the reasons I got this job back in 1997 at Winter Springs. Is when I interviewed with the principal, I told him I knew the flora and fauna and the risks involved with it throughout Florida very, very well, and they thought that was an important component to hands-on learning. So feel free to check out these links if you want, but again, the last page will also be more biographical information, really for credibility more than anything. It kind of lists my awards and stuff. So for all intents and purposes, you're done with this presentation unless you're really, really bored. All right, well, thanks for paying attention to the presentation. I hope answers your questions. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me. In this picture or in this slide, you can see a few things. Some of the field trips we took, like taking the students out in airboats. That is an alligator in Dusty's hands right there. We actually hatched alligator eggs in the classroom. The students raised them for the year and we returned them to Gatorland. They actually were so complimentary, they asked me what we were feeding them because they came back in such awesome shape. And then my family and I are posing years ago, back when I won a Disney Teacherrific, which was a really cool award. It's always nice when Disney pays for you to go to their parks, so that was kind of cool. So again, thanks for your time. Hope your students enjoy the class, and if you have any questions, shoot me an email. As always, tell the students, Cole out.